back.
Woo-hoo.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roll with the Troll. I am the Troll, in case you don't know this show. I'm the Troll. I'm here with the voice of reason.
That's me.
Do you want to tell them what you do?
What do I do?
On the show, like, what's your job on
I
the
voice
show?
reason?
Yeah, but you're like a co-host, and you kind of, go ahead, tell them, in case they don't know.
You tell them. Sometimes I don't know.
She throws in these bitchy comments.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding. All right, look.
I walked into that one.
You did. Look, as we all know, we are talking about Cobra Kai Season 5. Now, we're going to break down all the episodes individually later, but since it just came out tonight, if you're watching this from the future, today is September 9th, 2022. We just got this show.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. The first thing I got to say.
Bravo.
I complained a bit about Season 1 when Season 1 came out.
You did.
Because I said it's a lot of jokes. They keep saying it's a dramedy. And I thought they're really making a joke out of Johnny and Daniel and the whole thing that went down. And even at the end of Season 1, by the way, that little cameo from Kreese, I thought he looked a little weird. I thought he looked a little Botoxed, and it didn't quite work for me. So I thought, oh boy, I love the idea of the show, but Season 1 didn't really do it for me. Season 1 did not predict Season 5 at all.
It is. That is true.
I'm going to tell you real quick. We're going to get into it in a second, but I'm going to tell you the bassist for Megadeth, the former bassist, said after their first 5 records were out, he said, if you look at the first record and look at the 5th album, he goes, you would never think we'd get to the 5th album from the first one. Okay? He goes, but if you look at them individually, how we went from the first to the second to the third, he goes, you see the small steps and it makes sense. The progression makes sense. I think that could be said for these 5 seasons too.
Yeah.
You know?
I think this was, we might have said this before, I don't remember, but this was the best season of all of them. And that's saying something because this is a great show season after season. But my Lord, this one was just amazing. They made so many good choices. So much character development this season. I loved it.
A couple things I'll say, though. For one, because the whole cast has pretty much said long ago, but when Season 4 came out, a lot of the cast were already saying Season 5 is the best one. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Billy Zabka especially said that. I think some of the creators said that too. So I remember thinking, well, shit, now I'm not so excited about Season 4. Now it's an obstacle to get to Season 5. But I also thought, well, who knows? They're high on just having shot it and all that. Now that we've got it, though, I would say, yeah, it's probably my favorite season.
Oh, my God.
So well done.
Yeah.
But also, it's got a real advantage because compared to Season 1 and even Season 2, there was still a lot of setup going on. Like Season 1, I've said this before, I don't even consider it a season, really, because it didn't have so many of the key characters yet. It was just introducing and rolling things out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't even consider it I consider it like if you're going to compare to music again, it's like a band's demo. That's how, really, it's like a basement demo poorly recorded. That's what Season 1 is. 2 is, to me, the first real season of the fully fleshed out show. However, it's this season that put everyone together. I mean, look at this. We'll do non-spoilers here, right? So I won't get too crazy, but we have made, every character is involved here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It got ridiculous. Guys, you see people you do not expect to see. It's very well done. And because of that, of course, it's going to be the best season. Not taking anything away. It's better produced than the other seasons, too. That's the thing. The quality's better.
That is true. Yeah.
It doesn't have the cheap look and the harsh cuts.
Yep. Big difference.
So that's better as well. But I would say that when you've got, it's almost like, do you ever go to your friend's house as a kid and you've got maybe like 10 action figures and he's got 10. And then when you get together, it's like, oh, this is incredible. We've got everybody. We've got 2 Han Solos. We've got all these. So like having all these toys to play with really just makes it better. And then you go home and you're like, ah, fuck, I don't have Jeremy's toys anymore. He has the cooler Optimus Prime, whatever. It's kind of like that this season in Cobra Kai because you've got all these characters, not just working with and against each other, but that know each other. And that's the thing that I think has really changed a lot of things for the show is that you've got characters who they don't need to meet someone for the first time anymore. Like there's a little scene without giving anything away.
There's history.
A lot of history. There's scenes. I'll give you a very small example. Anush, the employee from Daniel's employee.
Yeah.
So he's not an important character. He's mostly comic relief. But he and then cousin Louie and Johnny and a couple others, like the way they're mixing it up and they're all referencing things that they've been through on the show before.
Yeah.
I thought things like that are really fun. And it's like, oh yeah, they all know, everyone here knows each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so-and-so did hit the other guy at work. And then this happened. And it's like they're referencing all these other things. And I feel like it makes it a fully fleshed out show as opposed to a bunch of people who really don't know each other getting put in these situations for the first or second time.
Yeah.
So I really, really dig this. I really love the surprise endings. Guys, if you thought if you thought at all that we've already seen all the surprise twists at the end that we're going to get from Cobra Kai, I don't know. Wouldn't you say these were not bigger, but I'd say they were as big or almost as big at the end.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There was so many twists and turns still, as there always have been in all of the previous seasons. This season, though, everything's felt like it was just more tightly knit together. There was such a flow from one episode to the next, whereas some of the previous seasons could tend to get a little choppy. And
4 was a mess. You can say
and there were some disconnections, but not in season 5. No. I mean, we've run through it one time. We did this all day. But yeah, so for our first time seeing it, I really did feel like it was just flowing and everything was really tied up.
I would say too that they juggled the characters well. There's so many characters now.
Yeah.
In the first few episodes, and I'm not going to give too much away here, you don't get much follow-up at all to the whole thing with Kenny and Anthony, which was a big cliffhanger from season 4.
Yeah.
So those first few episodes, I thought, geez, we're not even really seeing these guys. I think you get a quick glimpse of 1 or 2 of them, but for the most part, you don't see them for the first half of the season or so. And also the whole Mexico thing, that was taking up a lot of time. We had this whole plot with Miguel and his dad and everything. And then you've got Tori, where we left off in season 4, where at the end of season 4, she had found out that Terry had cheated. So there were so many loose plot hangings that were going on from season 4 that needed to get resolved. And I thought this season did a really, really good job of giving everybody the amount of time that they basically deserved and carrying out the stories. Now, that said, I will tell you this. I don't think this is a spoiler. Terry Silver and Chozen get an unbelievable amount of screen time this season.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I feel like Terry and Chozen almost never left the damn screen.
I know.
They were throughout so much of it. And I will also say this. I don't think this is too much of a spoiler. This is an adult-centered, I don't mean adult content, but it's it's centered on the adults of the show.
Grown-ups.
The kids are a lot more in the background. In season 1, I'm going to compare to season 1 again. Yeah. The kids were in the foreground. I thought the adults were more in the background. The ending was not like about the adults all that much. It was more about the kids. Season 2, mostly the same. Maybe not quite as much, but almost as egregious. Season 2 was mostly the kids. Season 3, I thought, is when we got a lot more story about Daniel and Johnny and their whole thing. Yeah. But this season, more than any, is really about the adults. They're not trying to hand you this huge story about the teenagers. Yeah. They are still super involved, but I really like that this was more about this. Really, it did not cut any corners in terms of giving you the whole story on where Johnny and Daniel and Chozen and Terry are all at this point. The 4 of them really dominated this season.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, fucking really good. Yeah.
Which gives it a whole different feel. I mean, you said the same thing, but yeah, it really feels so much different when it took a little bit of the focus away from the teenage, issues and angst and relationships and all of the drama that comes with high school and that age group and everything. And it shifted a little bit more towards the grown-ups this season. And there was so much story there.
I'll tell you this, the whole concept too of weapons. All right. Weapons really became a thing in season 4. We'd only seen them a little bit on the walls and shit in 2 and 3. And there was no reference to them whatsoever in the first season. This season, and again, it's a non-spoiler review, but weapons become far more critical than they've ever been. Yeah. And also this season's not a joke anymore. Like I said earlier, let me expand on that. Yeah. Season 1 was more comedy than anything. Remember in season 1 when Daniel goes,
Yep.
medic, medic, medic. And they made a big joke of it at the end. And I
Yeah.
thought, Jesus, we're supposed to be building to a big ending here.
Yeah.
And they're just making it a big floppy joke. And then that was really dumb. I complain about that in many of our videos.
Yes.
Yeah. And then season 2, it got a lot more serious, but they still needed to crowbar in a lot of dumb jokes. Season 3 did less of that. 4 went right back to it. 4 was like constant dumb jokes. Oh, everywhere. This season does not do much of this, right?
No, not at all.
This was easily by far the most serious season. Way more action this season than
Very intense.
Yeah, right. More action though too. More total time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of action and very intense.
Yeah, lots of stuff here. The stakes were definitely higher than ever before.
Yeah.
And I say that knowing that at the end of season 3, Johnny and Daniel really nodded to each other to kill Kreese.
Yeah.
You know, they made that little unspoken
Yep.
vow of like, let's just kill this fucking guy. So that was amazing. There is a scene that I won't totally give away here, but it's later in the season, in season 5 here, where Daniel and Johnny do something that really surprised me, involving another character. When they set somebody up and then dropped them, and I thought, wow, I did not expect that. I was really, really surprised that happened, and all I could think was like, why? That's so out of character for them to really do at this point.
Yeah, especially Daniel.
Yeah, especially Daniel. And then when the season ended, I went, oh, I get it now. Because the way one of these cliffhangers seems to have a lot to do with that. So there was just a great setup. I will tell you though, I think season 4 had better cliffhangers. As good as these are, season 4 had cliffhangers that like I didn't see coming.
Yeah, this one had a lot of double crossing going on.
Yeah.
That kind of replaced the cliffhanger thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
There were a lot of double crosses, like from across the board, and all kinds of different character relationships and stuff. And there were a few of them that I went, oh, you know. So.
Yeah. What was the best thing about this season, would you say?
Oh my gosh, I think the action and the fighting was so much more intense and a lot more organic. I felt like, yeah,
they're not using those chemicals and sprays and shit on the bananas anymore.
Right,
I like that. And the apples you can just eat right into. But, I'll tell you, I really like that we got to fully really see Terry Silver in such a lead role, and Chozen. That to me
fun.
Is a young guy's dream come true, because you only got Chozen. You don't really love Chozen in Karate Kid 2 anyway, but you had so little time with him. And as the years go by, it's like you miss him, you know? You want to see more of that guy. You're like, geez, I would like to see him fight Daniel more and more shit go on. And then with Terry Silver, same thing. I've watched those 2 movies so many goddamn times. For Terry Silver to only be in that little bit, every time I'd watch Karate Kid 3, I would think, God, I would love to just have one more big movie or something with Terry Silver.
Yeah.
And here we really got it with both of those guys. So even if we don't see them much next season, and I don't know if that's going to be the case, but even if we don't, if this is kind of it for Terry or Chozen, I'm just so damn glad that we got so much out of them this season.
Yeah, me too.
Though I do think we'll see plenty of them again, actually. Damn, what a good season. I'm amazed at how well done it was. Easily the best. And again, what I can't get over is, for the few people out there who tried season 1 and went, this isn't for me, it's dumb. They have no idea how much the show changed.
Right? Yeah, they've missed a lot. If you watched season 1 and decided this isn't for me, and you didn't tune into any of the others, you have missed so much.
Yeah,
because, wow.
So different. Season 3, I think, was the one that got really serious. This one got even more serious. And now it's like the stakes have raised so much. Daniel's not even surprised anymore when there's like blood or major injuries or anything. He's just like, at first, Daniel wouldn't even get into a fist fight in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Remember that? He's like, come on, Johnny, I'm not going to just fight you here. Now
he just goes for it.
Things have gotten so serious. I just love it. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed our non-spoiler review.
This might be the only non-spoiler
we've ever done. We normally don't do that, but it was worth it this time.
So next Cobra Kai video,
we'll spoil everything. We'll spoil the whole fucking thing. Then there's no reason to hold back anymore. But I'd be surprised if anyone was disappointed by this season.
I hope not, because I thought it was fabulous.
Yeah, some people were a little disappointed by 3 or 4. I don't really know why 3. But this season, I just can't even imagine. So, all right, guys. You're the best. We got the most fun audience on fucking YouTube. I mean that.
Yep.
Let us know in the comments what you thought of the season, the review, the whole thing. Yeah, get into it in the comments. The comments just boil away. And we'll be back real soon to talk more, guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks, bye.